Knees, chest, chin versus a regular old chaturanga. What's the difference, and when and why would you do either? In this video, we're going to break it down. Knees, chest, chin is a variation of the sun salutations that often gets tossed in. So let's look at why and when you would do it. Okay, first let's take a look at these two different variations. So here's chaturanga, me doing regular old chaturanga. And then I would move into my back bend. Here is knees, chest, chin. All right, so let's talk about the difference there. First of all, what is the difference between these two shapes? Well, when I'm doing knees, chest, chin, it's nice because I have my knees down, right? So that's more stable. But then I'm asking my upper body to do this, right? To get my chest and my chin down. So basically, I'm doing this. If I'm sitting up straight, you can see me here. I'll get against the white for you, right? This is what I'm doing, as opposed to this. So why would we do that? Well, there's pros and cons to every choice that you make or every different modification that you would do. So in the case of knees, chest, and chin, some of the benefits I could see is, hey, you're getting into a lot of spinal extension, right? It's almost like doing anahatasana, but doing it as part of the sun salutation. You're really getting into the upper back. You're kind of hyperextending the low back. So there's a lot of back bending quality there. Yes, your knees are down, but let's be honest, you can put your knees down in chaturanga as well. In chaturanga, we're keeping the body like a board, right? It's straight into tanasana. Here, here. Nothing changes. So there's no back bend, but what there is core, right? So when I do knees, chest, chin, and I let my belly fall out, I'm losing all of this containment from the front of my body that I'm going to need to do chaturanga, right? Knees, chest, chin, oh, I just completely lost that. No containment. So here's the thing. Knees, chest, chin, to me, is not a modification. It doesn't make it easier because it requires a lot of awareness to be able to do some sort of crazy hyperextension like that safely and not just collapse. Also, it doesn't engage your core, so it doesn't actually prepare you to do plank to chaturanga. If we wanted to modify plank to chaturanga, my preference would be, hey, lower people's knees down so they can learn how to do this nice containment, support the low back, which to my mind is a better preparation for moving into a big back bend than some sort of hyperextension. So you can probably tell from the way I'm speaking about that I'm not the biggest fan of knees, chest, chin, mostly because I don't really see that it serves the purpose of the sun salutation. Right? It's lowering the knees down, you're getting a lot into thoracic extension. Perhaps we would use that as a variation in an intermediate class where my peak pose is a back bend and I really want to workshop that action in the thoracic and really get it going. I could understand that. But for me, the benefit of having a nice contained core, of training this kind of anterior engagement and using that as a prep to have a nice supported lumbar spine when we move into baby cobra or up dog. To me, that feels a little bit more in alignment with what I'd like to create or teach to my students than doing knees, chest, chin. So moral of the story, there are two different pathways. The traditional Ashtanga version does not do knees, chest, chin. I'm not sure which tradition does it or where it came from. What it does, knees, chest, chin, what it does give you is a lot of extension through the back, right? And neck extension. So you get a lot of lumbar, thoracic, and neck extension, which I don't really think you need. What you lose if you do knees, chest, chin is this anterior engagement of the core, which I think is super important for setting you up for healthy back bends. So my preference, I'd stick with the traditional, everybody. Stick with chaturanga, put your knees down, work that engagement, get people super strong, because if you introduce them to knees, chest, chin, they're never going to figure out how to engage the front of their body in order to support those more complex postures. That's the thought. If you've enjoyed this, please subscribe for more tips. Put your comments below. If you disagree with me, tell me why you love knees, chest, and chin. Put it down there. Let us know. And thank you guys for being part of this community. It's great to have you here.